Hi, Jess here from Nigezza.com, and today I'm going to show you some of the make and takes that we did on stage. When you're on stage, you get a box in the middle of the table that you're sat at, and then you have these packages and everything. Oh, that one's upside down. And everything that you need to make them. Now, I didn't fully make them on stage, but I did enough of what I needed to do with the stamp sets that were provided, because you can't take those away. Well, you might get one if you're lucky. I did get one. I did get this one, and I have since bought this one. But I did as much as I could so that I could sort of assemble it in front of you. So I'm going to start with this one. They give you everything that you need: the stamp set, the cardstock, the ribbons and everything, and then you have your picture to follow. It's stuck to the cellophane, of what you want to do. Now, we had this full stamp set, and I have since bought it in my pre-order, but when I was doing it, I didn't really want to do the bird, so I used one of the other stamps in it, and I did this flower. So we got a card base here in Calypso Coral, and I should just burnish that. We got a bit of this DSP, which, as I say, I have since bought, which you would have seen on the video I shared earlier. And the idea with this DSP is that you get to colour it in a little bit. So I don't have Calypso Coral blends, but I do have Calypso Coral Stampin' Right marker and the watercolour pencil. They did suggest that you stamped it in Calypso Coral, but again, I didn't want to do that. I quite like doing my own thing, really. So I'm going to do a little bit of watercolour in. So I'm just going to colour with the watercolour pencil just some of these flowers to add colour. And then I'll just go over with my aqua painter. Oh, I might use my blender pen actually. Yeah, maybe we'll do that and just blend it a bit. So it is a bit subtle, and it's got a bit of a washed look anyway, this paper, a bit like our Fresh Florals has. So just move that colour around a bit to give it a little subtle sort of wash, and then let's take that colour out, and then I think I might come in with my Stampin' Right marker pen and do some a little bit darker. Give that two-tone effect. Rediscovered colouring in since I got the blends. I kind of find myself immediately relaxing when I start doing it. It must be something to do with taking you back to childhood when I would colour for hours. Loved it. There, so you can colour as much or as little as you want. And then I'm going to put a little bit of colour in this flower. So I'm going to just colour that in. This paper is our white shimmer paper, which I haven't never seen up close, but now I have. I really, really like it. I don't know if you can get the shimmer on there. I don't think you can see it, can you? But there is, take my word for it, lovely little shimmer on there. Right, so I've got a circle punch. To punch that out, I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle punch to cut that out with. Line up, thank you, and punch. There we go. Got a little bit of that left over for someone else. That's what I like. So they gave us a little bit of smoky slate and the stripy bit, which is the reverse side of this, and then stick that on top. We've got a little bit of the new white organza ribbon, which I collected all my ribbons in this bag. So the suggestion is we have just a little bit folded up underneath. There's some scissors. Cut a length of ribbon. Going to cut the other side. Oh, it's already fairly nice. There we are. And so that can be layered up. So let's get it stuck down. A little bit of fast fuse. So they asked you to bring your basics, adhesive, scissors, etc., a few blocks, and then they supply everything else for these little make and takes, and it's a good way of seeing some of the new products. Often you've got to, I might do it that way, you've got to see it in your hands. There's a few things they showed us and it was like, oh, I don't really like that, and then we saw it being demoed and it's like, oh, actually I do like that. And I say I've never seen that shimmer paper, but now I have. I think I might be putting that one in my next order. So I'm gonna stick that to join Tulanko, and then this one on top, like so. Then I'm gonna just do a little smudge like that, and then I shall just stick the ribbon across and back. Maybe not. There we go. And then I might just put a couple of dimensionals on that. Oh, there is a little one of our little charms. So I have bought a whole box of them, but they gave us some, so suggesting that we put a charm underneath coming out from there. So I'm going to get a little glue dot to stick that down with. I can actually pick the thing up. My little glue dots. So if that's going to stick on there like that, I'm going to stick that there. So it's coming down there. And then I'm going to get a couple of dimensionals to go on the back of me. Thank you. stick that down. And that is, put the card straight. And that is the card. I think that's quite cute. One of the nice things is it's maybe not quite the colours I would choose, but it's quite nice to have a go at something a little bit out of your comfort zone. So that's make and take number 1. So make and take number 2 was to make these tags, and we got to use a new punch that's coming out that enables us to do this tag topper and to cut out these pears and these pineapples, and then this was a stamp set that was on the table for us to use. So I did everything that I needed to do on the day and thought I'd assemble the rest at home. So this is a new ribbon in lemon and lime twist, which is quite lovely, and some twine with some silver in it. Okay, so I was going to use my banner. I didn't banner this on the day because I was going to come home and do it with my banner punch, but I haven't, so I'm going to do it. Do it the way we used to always do it before we had a banner punch. There we go. So I'm just going to stick that on my label. And so it's nice paper as well. I'll show you the other side when I stuck it down. So quite bright colours, and then they had fruit on that side, and then that had fruit on that side. Not really what I like, but I quite like these plain sides. They do appeal. Appeal, because you peel fruit. See what I did there? Should be on the stage. And then that one, stick over there. And then just finish the tag off. I quite like this way of finishing tags off, of just folding that one over and then tying off with a bit of twine. I think it gives it a nice effect. So you can either bow it or knot it. I'm going to attempt to bow. There we go. That's not bad. And then the same on this one. And then that is 2 lovely tags which you can adorn a present with. So one of them says hello. You might just give a present for somebody just because. So you might not have seen them for a while. You might be going to meet them for coffee. They might have been feeling down and you just want to say hi. Or as in the pineapple one, you are the sweetest. So there we go, I'll leave that one in a knot. So that's another make and take. Now we'll do the next one. So this next make and take, showcasing another sweet. That's the whole point of them, they're showcasing different sweets. And we got to see a new box that they're bringing out. These quite cute silver boxes. They remind me of the ones when you go into specialist handmade chocolate chocolatiers, and they often have these shaped boxes where you get to choose which of their delicious chocolates you're going to put in. So just fold in all the sides. So I think you put the one with the 2 feet in, then the ones on the side, and then you put that one in, and then it flips in like that. Simple as. And then I'll just bend these over. And then you put those down like that, and then the sides slip in like that. Obviously you take these little bits out, you'd put whatever gift you wanted in them. So that's the boxes assembled, and then it's just a matter of decorating. So they gave us a strip of this new speciality paper, so you can see it's got foiling on it, very, very pretty. The other side is a bit plain, and that's really different for our speciality papers, because often you know, they're slightly thicker, they've got foiling, and often the back is plain, but actually this one they've done it with patterned back. And so this is simply it was cut so that it fitted this bit of the box, and then we just bent it round and it doesn't quite fit, but that's okay because we're going to put ribbon around it. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a crease where I've bent it. And then that will be able to get stuck down, and then the idea is that we stick a bit of ribbon around it. You see on the picture we're going to stick a bit of this lovely foiled ribbon on it, so we won't notice that it don't fit. So I'm just going to stick a bit of fast fuse on the back, and then down these side bits, and in tick. So just looking where the seam is, it's there. So that's it, covered nicely. And then I'm going to take a length of my ribbon, and the idea, this is this lovely ribbon with a gilt edge, and the idea is this is going to cover up where that seam is, and then we're going to tie it in a bow at the top. So I'm going to put a bit of, you could stick it, I'm not actually going to, I'll adjust it when I've tied it. So my ribbon. Turn that actually so that it's flatter. There. Don't have it twists up the back. Could always put the seam at the back. Just thought about that. And then to finish it off, we made a little label. So we had a little circle punch. We had a flower. I'm trying to find it because I'm sure we got it. Maybe we didn't. So we used a stamp set that we haven't got with this sentiment, so I stamped it before I came back. They had a little handheld punch for us to put the hole in, but I forgot to punch it. And then just a little bit of the twine to tie it up with, and they just said, oh, just cut this off, and it was suggested that we just stick it in and tie this around the bow. So around the middle of the bow, and just tie it up there. So we've got lots of glittery, lots of pretty. So we've got glitter in the paper, glitter in the bow, glitter on the little label. Thought we had it there. The bit I was pulling. Yeah. To make me bow, which I will adjust. There. So that was decorating this box, and I will fiddle with this bow until I'm happy. Okay, so that was make and take and number 2. So make and take number 3 was to make this jazzy little card here using the bottles and bubbles. And I absolutely loved this set when I was using it. So we got to stamp our beer bottles in lemon lime twist, and then stamp our labels, and then we went to the die cutting bit where all the big shots were and cut these out with the dies. I have since bought it, but I did these ready so I could assemble it at home. And then I just love these bubbles. How gorgeous are they? Can you see? You've got little lights. That's not focusing. Little lights on it. You know, where the light hits the bubbles and a little bit of burst. Just love it. Okay, and then they cut these strips up ready for us. So we've got a bit of Bermuda Bay, which I love. Take my bone folder on that, give it a burnish, and then our lemon lime twist is to be stuck in the middle. Not colours I would normally be comfortable with putting together, because I'm not usually into such bright colours, but I was happy to have a go. And then there was these, this is the paper which I showed you the other day, and they have suggested a layering like so. So I'm happy with that, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick that across there so I can see a little bit of the bubbles below. Oops. Stick that above, lining it up against the one before. Stick sticking that on there. I just love these colours, so bright. I might end up like a bright person after all, instead of all my vintage shabby chiciness that I tend to stick with. There we go. And then I'm going to assemble the bottle. So I'm going to put our label on. Over there. Put our little thank you on top. And then the straw will get stuck behind. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on. And then I'm going to stick my straw on the back, like so. And then I think I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. And then I'll show you the other absolutely wonderful thing that is coming in the new catalogue, which is just brilliant. So stick that on there, like so. And then there's these little transparent, some are transparent, some are glitter, and some are just circular, and then there's these that are slightly raised, and the idea is that you can stick them on the outside of your beer bottle so it looks like the condensation that's falling down. So there we go, that's the last make and take that we got from on stage. So that is what we did: 2 cards, a gift box, and a couple of labels, and they all say thank you or just for you or something. And so I think I'll be sending these out as my customer thank yous this month. So if you would like to receive one of these, then place an order, and you could well have one of these as a thank you for shopping with me. Okay, so if you pop over to my blog or click on the link to my shop, and you can do some shopping with me. Okay, thank you, bye.